This is Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey, Kat. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
So welcome back, you guys. It's your girl, Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey, Kat.
Hey, Moni.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I had a wonderful Christmas.
You did.
Even though in the space-time continuum it hasn't happened yet, when this airs, it will have already happened, and I'm claiming it. It was beautiful.
Absolutely. That's so funny because when you said that, I was like, wait a minute, did you? And then I was like, oh, no, we're recording a show. Okay, I'm back.
Yes.
I know what's happening now, you guys. I'm claiming it, too. There's so much prep that goes into it that it's like, yeah, I'm going to enjoy this, okay?
Yeah, you better.
How about that?
You better.
I'm definitely claiming that, so I like that energy. And, this week's episode is a little bit of, I don't know, I like to think about it like podcasting gumbo. We're just throwing in some different ingredients and it's going to be warm and filling and hopefully you guys enjoy it. And so it'll have a little spice to it too, probably. A couple of games, a little something. And you guys, if you're watching, we have our little Santa hats
Please
on.
go watch on YouTube and like it and leave a comment and a review.
Please.
And subscribe and
like.
yeah, just like us.
Just
it feels
support.
so good. Like just
I
thumbs
know. It's like it just lets us know that the universe is responding to what we're putting out. Like it is nice to get, that little affirmation, as we wrap up the year. So if you guys have time.
How about a pop quiz for you?
Oh,
While we're talking about the
shit.
universe. Moni hates this.
Let's do it.
But we were talking about gravity earlier.
Oh,
Do you
man.
remember the rate of gravity from earlier?
You said negative, but I don't know, but negative 9.31? 81? Is it it? Oh, squared? Wait. Okay.
You've got so many of the
Damn it.
elements.
Damn it.
Okay, let's start over again. Moni, for $5 million.
Not million.
What is the rate of Earth's gravity that you're
9.
experiencing right now? Ask your body how it feels.
Let me take it all in real quick. Scan. Okay. I'm going to say negative 9 or just 9, depending on where you're looking. 9.3. No. 9.381.
I'm going to give you a hint. There's no 3 involved.
Okay. 9.81 meters squared per inch.
How meters per inch work?
I don't know. I'm drinking strawberry margaritas.
Okay, I'm going to give you partial points because that's how it would work on a physics test. Like, you do get points.
Thank you.
for-
It would be like little minus one.
Now, you'd ultimately get the question wrong
wrong.
because you don't have the right equation, but you're so close. It's negative 9.81 meters per second squared.
Damn, it's seconds.
Yes.
I lost $5 million that quick. That is so messed up. My life could have changed. Fuck. That's okay. I still love my life
It
anyway.
reminds me so much of that bit. It was an SNL sketch, and it was just one of my favorites. It's John Mulaney, and he was doing this quiz show, and they were asking them like celebrity topical questions. It was like, yeah, which Kardashian has the sock line? And it's like, oh, I know this one. It's Rob Kardashian. And then they're like, and then you won like $10. And then he was like, for $1 million, this is your wife's coworker who you meet every year at Christmas. For $1 million, what's her name?
Sweat beating up on my forehead.
And she's like, hey, it's like, remember? She's like,
It was like her. You could see her.
yes.
Oh no.
She comes out and he gives you all these hints. And then he's like, I ain't got nothing.
But I know Rob Kardashian
It was just so
makes
perfect. Right. Oh, it was just so perfect. I'm like,
God.
yeah, that's our lives.
That is hilarious, man. I cannot.
So,
Well, if anything, I gave you a laugh,
and
and I
hopefully
got very
maybe our
close.
readers, I was just talking about how it just made reality so much more real for me learning the rate of gravity because it's
Yeah.
something we're dealing. Because we just dropped something.
Yeah, it
Or
was a
when I say
cracker.
we, I mean me.
Yeah.
We were both here
did
and I
see
did
it.
it.
I did see it happen, and it was a good cracker too. So it was a little wasteful on your part.
It was.
We had a holiday party.
We did. We had a great. Thank you for supplying the refreshments for our office
Absolutely.
holiday party for our podcast. We did some really good work
You
this
did
year.
too. You brought. Matter of fact, hand me those
Actually,
margaritas, friend.
thank me.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank me,
us.
thanking you. Okay. No, but it was very much needed.
Going over here and I'll
Thank you. Tip me
you
off,
together.
friend. I appreciate it. Hear that goodness being. Wow. Thank you. You are generous indeed. Okay.
I am.
You are. Okay. No, you are.
And let's toast. Oh, or you could just drink now.
Wow. I got straight to it, guys. Okay.
What are we toasting to?
I feel like you mentioned it, so you should have to.
I'm toasting to us
Yeah.
for getting this podcast together and done.
Men. Okay.
It's just I think about how many people want to launch a podcast and you made it happen
You helped.
and then you keep making it happen.
That's right. You do too, and I love it. And this is great. And you know, it's so funny. So we've been talking about Killers of the Flower Moon, right? We
Hilarious.
have we've announced it twice at this point. And what had happened was we were gonna talk about it last week. Our schedule, it just was like crazy last week. Like, you know, leading up to the holidays, it's a lot going on. So our schedules they weren't quite meeting up. So it was like,
It was basically our children's fault. I'm gonna blame the children both times.
You know what I mean? They have robust lives, so
They
it's,
do.
you know,
They
it is what it
do.
is. So we were able to share with you guys our holiday episode around Thanksgiving. So I don't know. I just felt like Kat is having an aversion to this book because it is true, and it is it's deeply sad, and I do feel like it is the holiday, and we need to be talking something.
It's misogyny and racism. Like those, like they combine to create a Voltron of evil that I feel like may go undefeated in my lifetime.
I mean, it's pretty much still undefeated.
Where?
It is, but I mean, that's damn near every book that we've read at some point. or
Not
another.
this bad.
I mean,
That was bad, y'all.
it's
Like
pretty
just
bad.
the amount of effort. It's not even spontaneous
It's
violence.
not. It is
like
so.
it's not even like spontaneous violence is so wonderful or anything, but it can be understandable in a
Sure,
way,
sure,
and you can
sure.
feel like remorse.
It's like
but
it's like,
this was
yeah,
like
reactionary,
so
planned out.
methodical and blah.
We're gonna talk about it, but
We
just
are.
not today, you guys. The holiday
It's
is
Christmas.
here, okay? And we're
gonna
trying to
be
cheer.
happy.
Yes, you see the hats if you're watching, and we're trying to keep that energy. So I was like, let's just have the Gumbo episode. We're just gonna talk about things specific to kind of the Christmas holiday or this time of year. And so we're gonna get into all of those things, guys. Couple games, etc. Some advice. And probably some more drinking. So if you guys are into it, stick around. Before we get into it, let's dedicate this episode. So hands over your hearts, everybody. I'm going to talk slower. I feel like every single time I listen back to our episodes, I'm like, why are you
that woman.
talking that fast? Where are you going? What are you doing? And why? So my dedication is to our patrons, as always. You guys, I can't even tell you how much I appreciate in words. There are no words to express the gratitude that I feel for the people who financially support this podcast. It is a labor of love. Where your money is, so is your heart. And I do feel that. So thank you so much. Also, I want to just dedicate this to anyone. I don't know. Like, I feel like we kind of touched on this past episode, but anybody just experiencing loneliness around this time of year, I feel like it can be really hard, whether it's you've lost a family member or just, you know, maybe, you know, I don't know, you might be working somewhere on a temporary assignment and there's no family around. So just shout out to you guys. You're not alone. You can always count on your friends at the Fab Podcast. We have a large library of episodes you can dig into if you just need
All over the
somebody to
world.
listen to. Yeah, absolutely. So, shout out to you. And shout out to my family, man. It's the holiday, so.
Those are all great.
Thank you. What about you, friend?
Yes, and I want to add the Ujamaa Bookstore
Oh, nice.
to my dedication today because what little gifts I've gotten so far, Christmas Eve is tomorrow, I got from there.
Oh, I like
They had
it.
some fantastic book selections that hopefully the recipients will be happy to receive. It's always such a nice vibe in there. I also just, that's, part of the community I grew up in. So I just, every time I get a chance to go there, I'm just happy. So thank you.
Excellent. Would you say that our dedication is now over?
I would say the dedication has come to an end. I think talking slower is a great idea too. As someone who edits our podcast, it would make it much easier.
I mean,
because sometimes it's so hard if there's something I need to take out.
Because it's like it just keeps running.
Yeah.
It keeps going.
It can be difficult and there's no rush.
There is no rush. I'm always in a rush. I've been in a rush all day.
Well, sometimes a lot of our stuff is time dependent though. So sometimes it is hard to switch out of that mode. I have gotten the note from people like I need to walk slower.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You need to walk slower?
Mm-hmm. Huh. This was someone who's a personal trainer and they just noticed my gait. And they were like, you need to walk slower.
Because
I'll be able to maintain more balance. Like a lot of times I'm walking fast so that I don't lose balance.
Really? That's funny a little bit. Just picture
I
you
don't tip
toppling
over.
over like a little toddler.
I have a very tenuous
Bless your
relationship
heart.
with gravity, which is why I wanted to learn the rate.
Wow. You're like, what am I up against exactly?
It can take you down anytime.
Wow. Okay, well, guys, let's just get into it. I just wanted to talk about just some holiday themed, subjects, and I think something that might be fun. If you're up for it, friend, you like pop quizzes, you like asking people questions. So
I do. I don't know if you know this, but I've been moonlighting as a trivia host.
Listen, I do know this about you, and I promise you that was part of the reason why I thought, she gets to ask people questions and do trivia. So I thought it'd be fun for us to do a version of that today. Yeah, I know you love.
Well, I am tired and a little drunk, so this should be great.
This makes it even funner. So don't be trying to look at your answers, okay? So we're just gonna be, we as in you are gonna be guessing quotes from popular holiday movies, okay?
Let's do it.
So the very first holiday quote I have, I think this is pretty easy because I know the answer because it's sitting right here in front of my face, of course. The best way, here's the quote, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
That would be Buddy the Elf from Elf.
Oh my gosh, it is ding, ding, ding. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you get these wrong, you have to take a drink. Okay, so let's just put that out there. So you made it. You're safe for that. Okay. Quote 2. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
I can't remember who said it, but it's from It's a Wonderful Life.
Wow. You're good.
Thank you.
These aren't very hard, I don't think, either, because
I've actually never even seen that movie.
But
That's
it's
just
pretty,
such a part
it's
of
a big
the popular lexicon.
Exactly. Okay, so you probably know this one too. Quote, I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year.
I should just guess.
Doom, 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 doom. Oh, wait, that might be trademark or what is that?
Oh.
Infringement or something?
Copyright.
That.
I'm sure. This one's the ring. The best Christmas pageant ever.
Bam, bam.
Oh.
Time's up.
Well, I don't like getting things wrong, but I guess I have to drink. So there's an upside.
Drink up. So that was the Christmas Carol. Ebenezer Scrooge said that.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe once he, got his life together at the
Which
end.
version? Because
It doesn't tell me.
I only acknowledged the Muppet Christmas Carol.
It probably wasn't on that one. Okay. So maybe that's why. That was the Muppets.
That was the best
Underrated. Underrated.
It was the best one by far.
Underrated.
Like cleared it.
I mean, honestly, can you see us as puppets? I feel like I've said that before. We would be so
We're
cute
so
as
animated. And not just, as Muppets, though.
Specifically Muppets.
Specifically Muppets. Because
Specifically
they're
Muppets.
marionettes and puppets.
They're both.
Yes, they're
Yes,
Muppets.
I like it. All right, so next quote. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. This one, I was like, I don't even know what this movie is. But you're more learned than me. Ooh, good guess.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you, let me give you 3 choices.
Oh, okay. Yay. Thank you.
So first choice is Holiday Inn. Second choice is The Holiday. third choice is A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I still don't know. I don't think I've ever seen The Holiday Inn. So I'm going to guess that one.
It is. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, Celia, played by Marjorie Reynolds, said that apparently. I don't know what this is or who she is. But shout out to that lady and to that movie. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I think you'll know this one. Fifth quote. This is Christmas, the season of perpetual hope.
Do I have choices?
I do. I can give you choices if you don't.
I need some
you were
choices.
so fancy in the beginning.
Oh.
It was like, bitch, I don't need your, okay, I don't need your A, B, and C. I know what this is. So A, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. B, Elf. Or C, The Nightmare Before Christmas.
And can I hear the quote again, please?
Yes. This is Christmas, exclamation point. The season of perpetual hope.
And the first one was?
We have A, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. B, Elf. And C, The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I've never watched The Nightmare Before Christmas, so I'm going to guess that one.
Drink up, toots. Oh, man. It is A, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah.
Right?
To be fair, I haven't watched it in a while.
It's been a minute for me, too.
It's been a while.
Actually, yeah, I haven't watched that yet this year. Usually we watch it. We've watched Home Alone already.
I'm trying to think, what's my go-to? And
we'll get to that. Save it. So think about it, because after this, we're going to talk
Okay.
about our go-to movies. I like where you're. See, we're right here. You don't even see the outline that's happening. No. All right, so next question. I wonder if you'll know this one. To me, you are perfect.
Oh, that's Love Actually.
It is. I knew you were going to get that one. We were just talking about that one.
Oh, man, that was a very unhealthy dynamic.
Man, to me, you are perfect. Love Actually.
Perfect looking.
Man, that's about it. That's about it. That's all it takes, right, guys?
You don't know anything about me. It's like, oh, you're married to my black friend. I love you.
Not you're married to my black friend. We'll get into it later, guys. If you've not seen Love Actually, it is. It's a good holiday movie. I like it.
It is.
Okay, so I ain't gonna do that one. That was stupid.
Yay, I win that one.
Oh, here we go. We got a black movie here.
Oh,
I'll give you kind of it. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm going to get a little blacker.
Yes. Okay. You know you love me. It's Christmas.
I'm going to need some choices.
Okay. A, Friday After Next. B, The Preacher's Wife. C, This Christmas.
I've never seen This Christmas. I've also never watched The Preacher's Wife.
Whoa, air horns. Bim, 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 bim.
No, I have seen Friday After Next.
Okay. So do you believe that it's Friday After Next?
What's the quote again?
The quote is, you know you love me. It's Christmas.
I'm going to say Preacher's Wife.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas. I don't know. I said it like that. Onk. No, it's not that. That's what my kids do. They always say onk, just like that, really loud. So I'm just going with it.
It hurts my feelings.
Yeah, I think it's meant to do so.
Okay.
See, This Christmas.
This Christmas.
Claude Whitfield, played by Columbus Short, said that.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't know that.
You know?
Okay, that's enough.
Okay. All right. This is our last one. So last quote. All right. I never thought it was such a bad little tree. It's not bad at all, really. Maybe it just needs a little love.
Oh, the Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yay! That was like our childhood. Like,
come on,
every
it's like
holiday
NBC or Wish TV. It'd be
whatever
like, oh,
it
it's 8
was.
o'clock. Like, let me make sure I have the dishes done so I can watch.
Sit and watch it.
Yeah, because there was no TV watching until the chores were done.
Had to be done, guys.
My parents were better than me.
It's like, forget it. Those will be there. Let's go watch this shit. I'm tired.
Capitalism is weighing me down.
This racism is killing me. Oh my gosh. Good job, friend. I mean, that was really, really good. More high fives.
And
I like
I'm only
it.
a little tipsy.
I know. I can see your cheeks are rosy. I don't know if you guys can see that from here. That's awesome. Okay, I like the game. Okay, yeah. So we were talking about movies a little bit, and so I was wondering, like, are there go-to holiday movies that you and your family enjoy, or that you enjoy separately? Or tell me about it, friends.
So yes, I'll go first. So one of my favorite go-tos is Imitation of Life.
Oh my
I consider that a holiday movie.
Tell me why.
Well, because part of it takes place during Christmas. When Annie is reading a story to the girls and she's reading the Christmas story, and Sarah Jane was like, was Jesus black or white? And then it's like, well, it doesn't matter. It's like, but you said he's a real man. So which was he? And she was like, he was white like me.
And like you should aspire to be.
But Sarah Jane wasn't white. She was passing.
No.
But
Oh,
yeah, I consider it
man.
a Christmas movie.
I love how you touched on two things I wanted to talk about, all in answering that one question. Because, I mean, what's your go-to movie? Like, absolutely, Imitation of Life is iconic in a lot of ways. And I think sometimes there's always movies that we associate with the holiday, maybe that aren't, like,
technically.
specifically.
Yeah.
Because for me, the movie that I think about that I really like that is, I think
Your
about as a
go-to?
holiday, well, not my go-to, but it's just the movie that's like, because another question was going to be like a movie that people don't think of as a holiday movie, but you consider a holiday movie that you like an underrated type of sort of holiday movie.
Sure.
So skipping over the first question and going to that is Trading Places.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love that
That
movie, man. It's
is.
iconic. Eddie Murphy. Who is the white man in that?
I don't remember.
Oh
their
my
names.
gosh, I should
know
know his
Jamie
name.
Lee Curtis was in it.
Jamie Lee Curtis, and he was in the movie with her too. In My Girl, I should know his name. Do you remember My Girl?
I do remember My Girl.
Do you remember the guy who was the
All I remember is they killed that little boy.
Thomas J?
I was like,
Yeah,
what
that was
the
Macaulay.
hell is going on? Like, I didn't.
Allergies
I thought
are
I
real.
was going to see like a darling children, and I was a child.
And it was like a kid dying. I was kind of
That
messed
was
up.
brutal for no reason. Just fucking bees.
My goodness, what was his
Sorry,
name?
that's not a
I know
go-to
now
Christmas
it's not a
movie.
go-to Christmas movie. It was. Oh my gosh!
Martin
no, those are their
Landau? I
names.
don't
No,
know.
no. He's at. Where I was gonna say Dan Aykroyd. I'm like, he's somebody iconic.
Oh, Dan Aykroyd.
Dan
was in
Aykroyd,
that?
yes.
Who's he in Trading
He was the guy.
Places?
He was the guy. He was the guy who was supposed to be trading places with Eddie Murphy. He was the banker guy that
I thought
Waldorf.
that was two old dudes.
The two old dudes made a $1 bet that they could like bankrupt Dan Aykroyd's character and then make Eddie Murphy's character, who was kind of like a rich.
Okay, cool.
And it was so good, and it
I
was
haven't
around the
watched it in a
holidays.
long time.
You should honestly, if you get time, this
I
during
just
the
remember
holiday.
who was like, who's putting the cools out on my floor?
Oh my
Like
god!
that to
Putting
me
the
is what
cools out.
stood out to me from that film.
Rewatch it. It was really
Okay.
good. So to me, that's that movie. But
And I remember it was referenced in Coming to America.
was it? I don't remember that.
Because he because he bankrupts
Cools?
them, the rich dudes who made the bet. And then, because it was not Statler and Waldorf, that was, one of them was Waldorf, though.
Waldorf was one of them, yeah.
He runs into them when he was out on a date with Lisa McDowell, and he sees them as bums on the street, and he leaves them with like a wad of cash.
Yes. See, Dan Aykroyd, Eddie
yeah.
Murphy, Jamie Lee Curtis,
Yeah.
Donna Michi, I don't know who that is, Ralph Bellamy, Trading Places.
Okay, but what's your
Anywho.
go-to Christmas movie, though, since you skipped over
Oh my
that
God.
one?
So to go back to that, definitely Elf.
That's a classic.
I love that movie. My kids and I have already watched that one and Home Alone.
Okay.
Like we have to watch those, and then definitely The Grinch too. Those are probably our top three
Okay,
movies
you've
that
got
we see.
3 of them.
I do.
3 of them things.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since you get to add some, I don't like being
Add
left
some.
out. So
Don't be.
Love Actually. I'm not even a romantic comedy person, and I freaking love that movie. And another go-to, White Christmas. I
don't think
know
I've
it
ever
goes
seen
against my whole like
White
pro-black
Christmas?
persona. There's even a song on there about like minstrel shows. I don't care. I freaking love that
See,
musical.
it's like that. These folks.
I'm
Bing Crosby?
dreaming
Oh, that.
of a white Christmas.
Pew,
Because they're trying to
pew,
save the
pew.
snow lodge or the ski lodge.
I've never
They're
seen
like,
that movie in my life.
Snow, 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 snow. It won't be long before we'll all be there with snow.
And in my life, I'm like, no.
I loved it.
But
there was like a whole ass musical number where they're like, I'd rather see a minstrel show than any other show I know.
What?
All those comical folks with their riddles and jokes. Yeah, like they did a whole, like actually some versions of it take it out now.
That makes me happy that you like that because, I mean, one of my favorite movies is Problematic, and we talked about it with your cousin.
Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
So misogynistic.
It was a little human trafficking.
It was very bad. And it's like, I'm sorry, I love it already.
It's good songs.
It's basically, I saw it at a time where it didn't even, like, I knew it was messed up, but not to the extent that it was.
How about when I heard the minstrel show, because I was just thinking, well, we went to the same junior high and we do a minstrel for Christmas.
No, it was Madrigal.
But
Had
like a
an M.
minstrel,
They both started
but
with
like a
M.
minstrel is also like a person who would go around singing like in medieval times. To me, that was
Sure.
the definition of.
Okay.
I didn't know enough about the history of minstrelsy in America to know that's what they were singing
Talking about, yeah.
But there was like this backdrop with a top hat and white gloves.
But it seemed whimsical. It was like,
it did
this
because
could
they
be a
didn't
good
actually
time.
have the full blackface. They
course
just
not.
had the.
It was implied.
But I noticed in like newer versions that are like on TV, they just scrub that part.
It was implied.
They're just like,
It's like, we know the blackface is there. We don't
I feel
put
the
it
same
on
way
there.
though
It's
when I watch Breakfast at Tiffany's.
fine. What? That is racist?
Well, there's a guy doing yellow face. Like there's a guy, like a white guy
Oh,
pretending
they
to be
love
Japanese.
that too. They
He's
love
like,
that.
you
You didn't have to do it. You did not.
And he's
have
got
to
the
do
glasses on and stuff. Like it was bad. Mickey Rooney was playing like Mr. Yoshimoto or something like that, and it was bad.
They do that a lot, even in cartoons and
And it
stuff
was
like
unnecessary too. Like he has nothing to do with the
that. Yeah,
plot.
it
They
was like,
could've
that's just
totally
funny for you
left it out.
guys. You're welcome. No bonus.
Other than that, I just love the movie.
Well, I've never seen it, but so
Good
that's one of your
fashion.
go-tos?
Not for Christmas, but I just love that movie. I love Audrey Hepburn.
She's amazing.
And it was a
I'll
lot
give
of
you that.
like iconic, like she was the original kind of Carrie Bradshaw.
Yeah, she was so cute, and her fashion was together. Okay, I'll give you that.
Givenchy.
Okay, friends.
Back to Christmas.
Back to Christmas. We just, we get excited. Let's see. So go to movies. Let me see here. Books, no, those were tips are fun. Ooh, okay. So I've got something fun. So the holidays, we all know, can be stressful. There's a lot going on. A lot of interfacing with, blended families. So whether you're married and you have in-laws, or you're dating somebody and
Shout out to
you're
Gary
trying to
Owen.
My God, we just listened to the
That
Blocks
made me
episode.
appreciate. He was on Blocks with Neil Brennan,
Man.
and it really made me appreciate my own family
I'm telling you,
and
it
my
can
own
be hard.
divorce. Like it didn't get that bad.
I wish I could whistle louder. Yeah, but
Just
I
give it
just
to Michael Jackson.
woo. I wanted to just sort of talk about some of the, some of the issues that might come up around the holidays, and want to give maybe people like advice about what they could do if they're experiencing these things.
Sure.
So like say, like me for instance, like I'll be hosting a brunch, or I've already hosted one, and depending on when you're listening to this, not depending on when you're listening to this.
Just the space-time continuum. You've already.
I'm already
hosted
confused. I already
a
hosted
brunch, a
it.
Christmas
That hasn't
brunch.
happened. But I mean, like, hosting means that like I have to clean my house, and I mean I do that anyway, but clean it. I need to have, all the refreshments, the food. It's just a lot of work and stuff like that goes to it. And so how do you handle, like, say you're hosting something at your house and you're trying to take some of the work off of your plate, right? Like you are like, okay, I want to be able to outsource some of this stuff, but then you want it to be a certain way. What kind of advice would you give to somebody who's feeling the pressure of like, okay, I want this to be perfect and I want to ask for help, but I'm having a hard time because I need it to be a certain way? Like, what would you say to that person?
Who's having trouble asking for help?
Yeah, basically.
Just remember, you're just one little person. Like sometimes it can be somewhat aggrandizing to think you can do it all by yourself, and sometimes you don't want to give anyone else credit. So sometimes think like maybe weigh that in the equation of why you're not asking for help, because you'll have to give credit to someone else for making it successful.
Let's go.
Also, if you have a male partner, I can understand sometimes not wanting to delegate certain duties because it'll
Ooh, here she go, y'all.
Not necessary. It won't get done. Like a lot of times men have very different visions for things than women do, especially when it comes to hosting. And so I would suggest if you are going to ask for help, send pictures. I found that in the past, like especially my son, for instance, if I sent him to the store to get something, telling him what I want isn't very successful. But if I send him a screenshot of what I want, way more successful. And also he can show it to the people who work at the store.
That's true. So it's like, hey, grab some pads for me. And then he comes home with the pads that you
I
get right after you have
go
babies.
That far.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I was trying to give you a comical sort of example of that.
Pads are zany.
They are. And it happens with somebody I know who recently asked her husband, like, grab these pads for me. And she was like, why did he bring me the ones, like, after you just had a baby?
The mega doses.
Just a regular period.
Yeah.
But that goes to show that, like, pictures and, like, being as specific as you can is extremely helpful, because what I don't like is if I ask you for help and you keep, it's like you're calling me every 2 seconds to reaffirm, like, is this it? Like, or I even know somebody who was like, oh my gosh, every time I ask, this person to go shopping for me, they keep FaceTiming me while they're at the store. It's like, you might as well just go.
Right.
Because I can't even just sit here now.
Because imagine if every time I went to the store, I FaceTimed you.
I mean, but...
Okay, this isn't helpful.
It's not.
So for people who are having trouble asking for help, just make sure you're asking the right people for help that are actually going to take things off of your plate. And it's okay for you to take things off of your plate. Reset your expectations. What are your goals? Are your goals to have a perfect holiday or to have a good one?
That's good. I like what you said about, do you want to have credit for everything? I think that when you get into that sometimes, that's kind of what it is. Look what I did all by myself.
But you also have another person to blame things on.
That's true.
If things go wrong.
That's
true. Captain,
it's like, well, they didn't. So consider that if you're falling into that. I like that.
But also, there's nothing wrong with just taking some things off your plate. It'll more than likely, I just think of like years when I hosted and put so much pressure on myself. Everything goes fine.
I like that. All right, so I got another sort of scenario. Okay. So like coping with unwanted advice.
Oh.
Coping with unwanted advice.
We handled this a little bit on the live.
We did. So I want to get back into this for the episode, because I just feel like, again, like if you're married or if you're even if you're not married, even if you're single, it doesn't even matter where you are in your life.
Especially when you're single, because you get a lot of advice on like, why are you so single? It's probably because you're living your life wrong. So here's some advice on how
do you handle
attract
that?
A mate.
How do you handle that? Because I do think that sometimes that's the reason why it's like, I don't want to go back home for Christmas.
Well, what I mentioned in the live was like, have something in your hand. And then when people are saying insane things to you, just smile. Okay. I hadn't thought of that when people give you stuff like that. Because I've noticed like sometimes the advice you get is, I think that's where the phrase, thank you, Captain Obvious came from.
Captain Obvious. Yeah, I like that.
So if Captain Obvious is coming at you, or Captain Unsolicited Advice, whoever it is, I think whenever you can, try to keep it light. And whenever you can, just respond with a question that makes people kind of maybe reassess why they asked you that.
I love that. That is my favorite. I wanted
to play out like scenarios of like, if someone is kind of like, well, why aren't you, some of your kids? And I'll be like, I never thought of it that way. What would you suggest? Seeing as how, all of your children are either in prison or, like what?
Highlighting your failures in the interim.
I feel like weirdly enough, those are the people who want to give you advice.
It is. It's so wild. It's like, funny, you feel like qualified? That's weird. A
lot of times just realize for people who feel the need to do that, they are probably kind of compensating for maybe where they feel lacking in their life and want to kind of build themselves up. The important thing is to not take it seriously. There's no reason to ruin your day, holiday, anything because someone wanted to overstep their bound, you know.
Sure. Wanted to know why your baby didn't have socks on, and it was 43 degrees outside.
Sure. Whereas the day, it's like you don't want to be like, listen, we started with socks and then
He threw up, and we took them off, and I don't have extra ones, and I wasn't getting ready to turn back around and get some
they
more.
started crying, and I splashed water in their face, and the socks got wet.
Love that story.
And they're in the dryer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
or you could just be like, you're so right. They're in the dryer right now. Any minute they'll be back. Or just lying. Lying is
that
great.
part. Well, it makes me think about the fact that I was just out in public with my 88-year-old grandma for my kids' like holiday concert, and there was a young lady who did have her baby with her, and the baby had on like a onesie. Well, not the onesie, but it had it was like a full little
with the sock.
But it didn't have the socks though.
Oh,
it didn't have the socks. The baby did not have the socks. It didn't have anything on its feet.
Baby was showing toes.
It was showing toes, and my grandma's from a certain time, and so for her that was just like I felt
it's bad enough you have the baby out at all.
That was the first point.
Yeah,
you understand
that
me?
baby's a little young to be out in the public.
Was like,
and that goes into a very ancient understanding of the microbiome. Like
she was disgusted.
You're introducing too many things to this child's microbiome that's going to be a part of them forever.
She was disgusted to the point where she was hyper focused on it, and to the point where she was asking the questions so loud that thank God we were in an auditorium with a whole bunch of other people talking at the time and the show hadn't started, because it was very much side eye, very much I'm trying to understand. I'm like,
she's like, my sacrifices were not worth this generation is what is going through her mind.
And I had to keep reminding her that you don't know this lady, you don't know her life, and she has made the choice to do this. And it is what it is. We can't go throw socks on this little baby's feet. We can't put a blanket over her head. She's here. And
I know it'd be
what are you gonna
babies
do? I mean, and she was small, and but at the same time, it's like, what are you going to do? Like, what is you sitting over here making these comments that you feel like, oh my God, you can't believe it. I said, Gigi, she might not have anybody in her life giving her that information. I said, I know, because I grew up with you. You grew up with your mom. Like, that got passed down to me. You don't have your babies all out in the streets when they're brand new.
What I remind people of, a lot of times when you see children in environments where maybe you think like, oh, why did they bring them there? I often think to myself, I'm like, they're just making sure that child isn't getting abused.
Yeah, or they don't have any other choice.
Yeah, like they really don't have any choice. Like the other choice was leaving them in the car or leaving them in the house by themselves, which isn't great.
We don't want that.
It makes a good case for universal pre-K.
Yeah, it does. And, I guess if I was giving advice for something like that, is like what you're saying. I mean, definitely you want to give it some air, because, I mean, at the end of the day, that critique, especially if it's somebody you don't know,
it's not going to be well received.
It's just not. And so it's like, I refuse to take on that energy that you're putting toward me. Because even if there's something valid in there, especially like if it's something unsolicited, it's like, I don't have time for this. And so
it's not the best.
Just sort of, keep it moving.
Whenever you can keep it moving up until the point where it gets disrespectful, and then you can just
that
shut
part.
it down.
Yeah. And again, slowly back out of the, okay, thank you. I gotta go. My baby just pooped his pants.
But a lot of times, if you buy into the negativity, you're falling into the trap.
That part.
So don't.
And that's what they want.
That
too.
is. They
you want that smoke.
For some people.
You want to feel better than somebody. You want to, whatever. Because there's a way to handle it if you're actually concerned. And it's not really.
It's not calling people out publicly.
It's really not, though.
It's not snide comments. It's usually more like, hey, do you need like a rest? Maybe I can come and watch the kids for you while
and it's like, you're not going to offer
go to the store by yourself one time.
And you're not about to offer that up.
That used to feel amazing, by the way. Being able to go to the store by myself.
By yourself. Oof.
Like doing a chore by myself.
Doing a chore by yourself. And that's actually the worst, Yeah. And then that was a treat.
But it felt like freedom.
It is when you have little babies.
When you just have the cart and the food and you don't have a human in it.
And it's gross there. So anyway, just, leave some space for it, guys. Don't take it personal. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
What's another one? Oh, what about dealing with family dynamics? So, every family has their own little insulated culture or whatever, right? And then when you're introducing new people, sometimes there can be sort of a tension that can get sort of, I don't know, exacerbated during the holidays. So I don't know. Like, say there's like a gift giving tradition. Like for myself, I know we got to a certain age and it was like, it wasn't really, you know, we get some cash around the holiday and like a coat if you needed it or some boots or whatever. It's like, here's your boots and $150. You know what I mean? And I was excited because it's like, we can go shopping. Mm-hmm. So for me, like gift giving as an adult isn't a big thing. Like I know people really get into it. So if you have a family who's really into giving gifts and then maybe you come from a family that you don't, how do you handle that? Because I do feel like that's
okay, like setting expectations like ahead of time is the way to do that. Because I'm one of those people, like sometimes gifts, sometimes not. It kind of depends on what
is going on.
Yeah, like both economically and just vibe wise. I've never really had this issue though.
Okay, so it's hard to speak on it directly.
And also too, I'm not great at prioritizing other people's expectations.
Okay, so let me give you a scenario.
Okay.
What if you were at, your in-laws, say you had to travel out of town and be a part of their like holiday celebration. They always do a gift exchange. And so everybody buys everybody
like a white
else
elephant?
Something. Not a white elephant because you can kind of swap gifts out.
But you're just everybody?
Yeah, like everybody exchanges gifts.
Oh,
like,
no.
Even the adults, not just the kids.
I'll lie and just say I'm Jehovah's Witness.
Wow. But you're married to this person. And
he did his
it's like
thing.
now I'm Jehovah's Witness because it's Christmas.
Or what's another one that doesn't do it? Or I'm Jewish.
Okay.
I'm Jewish now.
But what if what if everybody's getting super extravagant gifts? Like, I mean, I'm talking about like expensive gifts.
Like,
hundreds of dollars.
Like game tickets and stuff like that.
And then you get like an OPI nail polish kit. And you're
I probably wouldn't get anything if it's like that. Here's the thing about gifting. No one owes you a gift.
True.
You know what I mean? Like gifts are by definition optional.
Okay.
So if I'm not, what I learned a long time ago too is, do you remember the Christmas where like I didn't get you anything for Christmas because I just left my first ex-husband and I didn't have anything?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So because I remember one time bringing that up to my cousin because I felt really bad that year because I got gifts and I couldn't afford to get anybody else gifts.
Well, because you were poor and that's
no
embarrassing.
one remembers.
No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, that's when I
like,
learned like stressing out over this stuff. Why would I stress out if things like people aren't even gonna remember?
Well, not that. I'm saying like, what if everybody in the gift exchange, like they're like this person, say your father-in-law, your mother-in-law is buying your husband a PS5 or here's season tickets to your favorite team, and then she's getting you like a dollar store calendar.
Oh,
do you know what I'm saying? And everybody else has these high ticket gifts, and you're like, so.
Oh,
like,
I would just I'd be fine because I'm like, I'm not buying y'all nothing anyway. So I was like, if you got me something, I mean, you didn't have to even get me the Dollar Tree thing.
Okay.
Quite honestly, so and it makes sense that you'd get him a nicer gift because you love him more. So, you know, like
so
real talk.
So the vibes are that you clearly don't give a damn
I'll probably
about.
play the PlayStation 2 because we're married, right?
It's
in
true.
the
Yeah,
scenario,
y'all are married.
so it'll be in my house.
And we're going to the game together
Because we're one flesh.
Wow. I am your rib at this point, and so let me get some. Kai has some.
Yeah, if it's coming into the household, you know what I mean?
It's
that's
mine
something we
too.
can list in the divorce.
What if it's some clippers?
Whatever. Like I might get an undercut.
What if it's, I don't know, something only boys need?
Once again, like I'm benefiting somehow. Like once again, and I'll benefit in the way that my partner is getting something that they enjoy.
Well, my take is take me off the gift exchange because clearly you're not
I
putting a lot of thought off of it.
That earlier.
It's
yeah,
like
I usually prefer, like, to me, gift giving is kind of anxiety producing anyway. So I'd rather just like for me, the holiday is more about like eating and hanging out, and to me, the gifts are more for the kids.
Amen to that. That's how I feel.
You know, because I'm an adult. Like pretty much all the stuff I want, I have.
Just getting
I could use like some containers from the Container Store.
All the stuff that I need, you're not about to buy for me.
No.
I want to get my basement refinished.
That part, yeah.
Okay? I want new flooring all throughout my house. Like, y'all not get me that.
I wouldn't feel any kind of way about that. And
Okay.
I've never been one who seeks the approval of my in-laws either.
Okay.
But maybe that's why I'm divorced.
That can be tough. I mean, I've been lucky because I love my
Yeah, you have great
in-laws.
You have a
They're
great
the
in-laws, extended
bestest.
family, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm,
But I feel like clear communication and expectations is the key to a good holiday.
Communication is probably the best thing for just about any scenario, wouldn't you say?
I would.
Because even if you're talking about how do we split our time, like, you know, that can be also a big deal.
Oh yeah, of who? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you and your family manage it? Because I know it's like you have to split things up. Is it just like an alternating thing, or
it is an alternating thing?
so that
Like,
keeps it
so
simple?
the way it works out with is just like the parenting guidelines. Like for Christmas, it alternates who gets Christmas morning.
Okay.
So he gets Christmas morning this year, and I'll get like the rest of the day. And then when people get older, like, because even my son, he was letting me know, like, he'll be out of town for Christmas, and just, you know, but like I said, just letting me know, so I'm not expecting you, like, don't tell me Christmas Day.
Yeah, that part.
But like, yeah, ahead of time, like, of course, like, you have like another family that you have to spend time with too. And to me, like, whatever time I get with you, I'll appreciate. Just as long as like he's happy. And I've had like lots of Christmases with him, so
you got to share them. That's what you're preparing yourself for. I mean, like, and especially as he gets older and starts to build his life. I mean, you know, hopefully he's around where you can spend the time with him, but you're not always guaranteed that. So I think that's probably a healthy way of looking at that. I like it. Okay, so let's see if I can get him in. Ooh, what about cultural or religious differences at Christmas? I've never had this.
So, I mean,
what about you? Is this something you've dealt with?
I think the best way to handle that is don't talk about it.
Really? Avoidance, total avoidance.
No, I think it's, they did a funny bit about this on Community, sitcom.
I like that show.
Where, because I think everybody was like different faiths.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Bree, like, or what is her name? What's her name? Addie.
She get the dark hair?
Yes.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
She was talking about, she's like, guys, let's not talk about religion. It gets weird.
It just does.
And because I think she was Jewish, and you know, everybody was something different.
So
and then Pierce was like in a cult. And
Pierce.
I think whenever we can just find what connects us, I think a lot of times the different practices can be divisive. So if you can just find the commonalities, I think there's a common thread through all of the belief systems that you can kind of sort of grab onto without necessarily bringing up the different stuff.
Right. But like, what if your God, like, what if that's something that you're... But what if God says you have to?
Okay.
How do you handle that? Because it's like, this is your prime time. Red team go. Red team go.
What you do is you write a long form letter and get it notarized and send it to God and be like, listen,
dear,
I can't.
Head man in charge. Because I know
you're the Prince of Peace. Okay. Like, you love peace.
Yeah, you do.
And the best way to get it is to, I'm noticing now is more people are saying happy holidays. I know, like, for some people
you
that
offended?
was really, no, I think that's lovely. I like being inclusive. I think the more, like, I think that this was, a Leonard Nimoy quote, who played Spock. And he was just like, the miracle of life is the more we share, the more we have. And so I think the more inclusive we can be, the more we have to gain.
So you don't think that it subtracts away from your Christmas celebration if you say happy holiday?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Controversial.
It's like, I don't, I remember Mr. Garrison had a little song about that.
You're not going to keep
South
bringing
Park.
up Mr. Garrison, okay?
Well, South Park is a very interesting, like, element of our culture. Like, it's very strange to have had like this cartoon. It's a little bit younger than The Simpsons, but it's been on since I was an adolescent. It's still going, and it actually still has a lot of like relevant messages, even though it's not.
They go hard, okay?
They do.
They go hard.
And a lot of times I'm like, oh man, because they.
It's almost like the family member that you know is gonna show their ass. And you're just waiting for them. You're like, oh my God. But there's like truth to it. And you're kind of like, well, I'm glad they said it. But it's like, why?
Oh, it's like when Kanye interrupted the
this?
MTV Video Awards, where it's like, okay, you're not totally wrong. But
Beyonce
you're
should have
handling this
won,
in
but
the
don't
worst
go
way.
up there.
Like, obviously, Beyonce should have won for Single Ladies, because what was the song that beat out that? What beat out Single Ladies? What was the name
Nothing
of that
beat
song?
it.
Well, I mean that, but what was Kanye
don't
upset
know.
about that young Swift one?
The Swiftie, I don't know.
What was that song?
I don't know.
They don't perform it like still at weddings?
Probably at somebody's wedding they do.
No, the way they perform Single Ladies.
No, nobody performs anything like they perform Single Ladies.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, whenever they're about to throw the bouquet, they still play Single Ladies, and they make you dance to that song. All the single ladies, all the single ladies. It's like, no, I'm not catching anything.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
That is a cruel ritual, by the way. We're talking about rituals in our society.
I'm just gonna throw the flowers in your face.
Dance, bitches.
Yeah, get over here and dance, okay? Because I'm married now. Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Your single ass.
I'm pretty sure the flowers that got thrown at mine, people jumped back from them.
No,
which was
I'm trying
funny.
to remember who caught yours.
I want to say they landed in front of somebody who jumped back, but I don't remember who it was. And I remember thinking that was hilarious.
Oh, I bet your mom will remember.
Yeah.
Because I don't. That's weird.
It was a long day.
It was a great day, though.
But it was so much fun. So much fun. If I could go back.
But yeah. So that's my great advice.
Okay. Cultural differences. I like it. Let's see, what else can we talk about here? These were mine. Oh, did you see Candy Cane Lane? That's a new holiday movie.
Yes, I did.
Oh my God, I did too.
I watched it today.
What?
I watched it today. It was very magical.
I liked it.
It was very cute.
I thought it was good.
I kind of, once again, very predictable.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like my mind was blown or anything.
Actually, that's when you left the shop. That's what me and Kathy watched.
Really?
Yeah, I put on Candy Cane Lane because I've been wanting to watch it, and she did too. And we were both like, yeah, let's go. I love Eddie Murphy.
I was going to say, it was nice seeing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cute. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy.
And Tracy Ellis Ross. She's always fun.
Love her.
Yeah, I was into it.
Okay, good. Yeah, you guys should check it out if you haven't. Actually, that might be one of the movies that I add to my rotation.
There you go.
Yep.
Once again, it's something the whole family can watch.
Yes, indeed. Because I love Bad Santa too.
The thing about Bad Santa and like Love Actually, there's buns.
Buns.
There's buns. They're jiggling.
Jiggling buns.
Jiggling buns.
Jiggling buns.
And swear words.
Jiggling buns. There's a couple of swears in Home Alone, I feel like. But nothing crazy.
No.
But I just remember being
it's
like,
not rated R.
No, it's PG.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Love Actually
I just remember, I don't know why though, like when Kevin is like telling his mom, the way he talks to his mom is so reckless that I feel like this needs to be PG-13 right now, based on the fact that if you try that at my house, you will get your ass beat.
Also, like,
actually,
how
I don't
you
be beating
leave
my
your
kids.
child that many times? Like, well, it was just a movie. Moving on. It's a classic.
Yeah, they had to do it. Yeah, I mean, had to do it. But yeah, oh wait, what are these questions? Hold on. National Lampoon's Christmas. Do you not like that one?
So long. I remember watching it like years ago, but I didn't.
The fact that Clark
revisit it as
Griswold, they're good. They are good movies. The Christmas one is really good.
I do remember the grandma when she goes to pray and she's like, "I pledge allegiance to the flag." That was amazing.
It was very
I'll
good.
never ever forget that.
Let me put that on my list. That was a really good one too. We always watch that one. We've already watched that one. Let's see here. I don't know. Let's just take a break, friend.
Okay.
So guys, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Are we back from the break?
Oh my gosh, you guys, welcome back from the break. Kat is so silly, you guys. My goodness. We are having too much fun. I mean, like, as late as it is, we can't even. I know, it's so much fun, you guys. We just wanted to keep things lighthearted and fun, and I really needed this today. Like, honestly, this is probably the best nightcap or day cap I could have had for my day.
Yes, thank you.
'Cause,
I'm
man,
having
whew,
fun.
I
Yeah,
am
it's been
too.
a lot.
It has been. And yeah, so this is much needed fun that I'm having right now. So I thought it would be fun. I was sharing with you, like, my son and I have been getting into doing Mad Libs because that was like one of my favorite things to do as a kid. It was always so fun.
I associate it with Crackle Barrel for some reason. That's where I used to always buy them.
Oh,
And plus, like, when we were waiting for food, like, you just come up with games and stuff like that.
you gotta have something.
Yeah, for me, my favorite little pastime games, like waiting for either a table or waiting for food, is Mad Libs and Taboo.
I like Taboo is epic. I love Taboo as well.
Words are fun.
Words are fun, and so I found this poem called "Voices of the Holiday Mountain" that I'm turning into a Mad Lib. It's kind of long, but I'm gonna go for it here. I just figured this might be a fun way to kind of take us out of this holiday episode and to leave you guys with a narrative that might make you laugh or smile a little bit and bring you some holiday cheer. So, without further ado, I asked Kat for a series of different words to plug in here. And so here is Voices of the Holiday Mountain. On the eve of Festivus, the belts were silent and the wispy stars glittered in the jar. The air was filled with the scent of tacos as families gathered around the deodorant in hopes that Gatsby's joy would soon be found. The children, wide-eyed, were tucked into their racist, dreaming of spicy adventures and sternums. Mama with her Nike socks and I in my pot settled down to share tales as old as the book. From the cracker there echoed the stinky sound. I sprang from my tears to see what could be found. Through the olive across the wrinkle we went, guided by a fluffy moon's gentle ascent. When what to my wondering eye did appear, but a festivus, let me go back. When what to my wondering eye did appear, but a festive Hermione, spreading painful cheer. With the lively charger so crunchy and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Popeye. More than his joyful spinach, his tables they came, and he whistled and shouted, and they all called them by name. Now Archie, now Jughead, now Storm, now Wonder Woman, on Bender Rodriguez, on Willy Wonka, Magneto, and Batman. To the top of the butt, to the top of the microbiome. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As leaves that before the balloon fly, when they meet an obstacle and soar to the sky. Up to the wave and the ice cubes they flew, with the sleigh full of ants and the Grinch too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the flower the prancing and pawing of each little underwear. As I drew in my microphone, turn around, down the collar came Moses, his joy unabound. Dressed in all pink, from lipstick to hammer, with a sack full of dresses like a festive cartoon. His eyes, how they twinkled. His fuzzy dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like freeze-dried ice cream. His nose like a galaxy. Oh, wow, that's big. He spoke not a word, but spread shiny delight and filled the spaceship with laughter that night. Laying his vicious... Wait, I got this. Deep breath.
Serious.
Laying his vestigial tail aside on his jacket, he waved a farewell like a departing ray gun. He sprang into the stormtrooper, to his team gave a gumball machine, and away they all flew. Air vent like wind through the landmine. But I heard him exclaim and danced out of sight, pass over to all and to all a good infant. And with that, you guys, was our holiday Mad Lib. Kat, thank you for giving me all the fun words.
Thank you for doing all the work of
Oh my
producing
gosh.
this episode.
My goodness, what a fun episode, you guys. It's it's a quick one this week, but hopefully you enjoyed it, and we want you guys to make some fun memories with your friends and family, and to remember to be involved in the stuff that you love.
And your body belongs to you, so if somebody's being weird, you can take your body right up on out of there.
Slow back away, man.
Yeah.
Slow back away with a smile.
Yeah,
and
you're
just a nod.
You're a free person.
You are. And so thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully you enjoy it, and we'll be back next week. And happy holiday. Peace.
Before we go, we must give thanks to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezanae M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers.
Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.